Hello, everybody, and welcome back to BoroBs channel. And Nano Man, who do I have? It's Intern once again. This man is back. Him and I, we have one thing in common, and that's called suffering. We are both suffering every week for the last few weeks. How are you, man?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good, except for football. Life is
Yep.
okay,
Life is
except for
good in
football.
every area apart from football. Well, at least we're not in the
Yep.
relegation battle.
We are not in the relegation battle, but we were supposed to fight. We were supposed to fight for the Premier League title. I think it's slipping out of our hands.
Yeah, I think it's
Uh,
the way I see it, Chelsea are out already. I'll say it right off the bat. Chelsea are out of the title race because I know, man. I can see when I see when I see what's happening in front of me. I can tell. And let's get started, man. I can tell that. Let's get with Pep first. How are your feelings about Papi G, man? How do you feel about Pep Guardiola?
I really don't know, man. I can't just come up with words and describe what exactly is going on in the team. I really don't know, man. The team looks so they're losing their focus. They're losing their focus. The team does not. I don't know, man. I'm just out of words. I just cannot explain how it feels as a fan, how it feels right now. I don't know what's wrong with Pep Guardiola. I really don't know. I mean, the team's there, everything is there, the resources are there, and it's just not clicking. It's just not clicking.
Hmm. What do you think the main problem is? Is it tactical? Is it issue of personnel, or is it just one of those seasons where maybe some of the younger players will take time to bed in?
So basically, I've watched all the matches. I've been following all the matches week in, week out, all right? So this is one basic problem that I have observed by watching all the matches, and that would be the team rotation. It's a huge gamble. I mean, Pep has been like doing a lot of experiments with his team, right? Like you have
Yeah.
players and shit, so he's trying to rotate his squad, and I don't know, it's not working. It's not working out. It's just not working out.
What would you mean? Like I've seen the recent formation charts I've seen. He's using now a 4-2-3-1, and
Yeah,
he
he
did
has
exactly what
changed. It's
I
not
yeah. Go ahead.
like it's not working out. I mean, champion যখন ছিল Man City, right? Back to back যখন Premier League জিতছিল, they were playing a 4-3-3. Four
Yeah.
at the back end. We have three midfielders and three up front. So Leroy Sané চলে গেছে. So Leroy Sané left the club. That brought some changes in the team. Certain dynamics.
David Silva as well.
Uh, yeah, David Silva was gone too, right? So there are some few changes, but I still believe that the content is there, the resources are there to still go for it. You can play 4-3-3. Wouldn't matter much. I mean, you still have Aguero, you still have Aguero, you still have Raheem Sterling, you have Ferran Torres now is a good youth. I think 4-3-3 is still playable. You don't have to do all these experiments.
Do you think he's fallen out
So,
with Aguero? What happened? Like, is he injured? What's going on with Aguero?
uh, Aguero he has been facing these injury issues, right? I mean, he's not he's not playing to his 100%. He's not giving his 100%, right?
Is
So
is he is he
it,
injured?
it,
Because
it has nothing. It has nothing to do with. It has nothing to do with the club or with the manager.
or you think
Uh,
so?
yeah,
Because I see
I,
him
I
play
I
in
believe that way.
UCL. Like I've seen Aguero play in UCL. But
Yeah.
then when he came back in the Premier League, he's not even on the bench sometimes. Is this a fitness issue? He can't play 2 weeks, 2 games in a week, perhaps, or he's not comfortable playing in a physical league like the Premier League because maybe he has issues with his leg or something.
I think Pep Guardiola he doesn't want to risk with Aguero since he is the only striker we have in our team. We don't consider Gabriel Jesus as our striker,
That's what I was gonna say,
right?
man. He's turning him into Mr. Gabby G.
Gabriel, because Pep Guardiola he doesn't have any other option, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
need to have a striker in your team, and Aguero, I think he is not ready to take that risk, or he's not ready to take that gamble to start him in Premier League.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. That's what I think.
So once
এখন
again,
আপাতত হুম,
he's going for UCL then.
I guess so. I guess so. He has won two back-to-back Premier Leagues. I mean, it's all right if he like let go of Premier League and concentrate more on Champions League. That's what I think.
But it doesn't always work out that way, because you can't just pick and choose where you're going to perform your strongest team, and confidence is affected. Aguero won't just appear and be Aguero. Even when he doesn't get game time, he'll be rusty. Let's move on to some of the other situations. Like, I think Man City's biggest issue is missing David Silva. When they had, like you said, when Manchester City was playing 4-3-3, it was De Bruyne and David Silva, or was David Silva and Bernardo. And I think that David Silva is that missing link. Maybe in the last few years, he was in his declining years, but the impact he still had on the pitch in terms of opening up space.
the impact and the presence, it contributed a lot to the team. Yeah. His presence where, it was there, His absence, I can joke on David Silva right, in the team. It's costing us a lot. You have two creative midfielders, and 50% of your chances are being created by these two midfielders. Amazing midfielders.
They have the stat, right?
And now, yeah, they do. Now the main problem is there's like a whole depends on Kevin De Bruyne now. What happens when David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne starts? So it's all right if either of them does not click. Yeah. Right now, the whole responsibility is shifted to Kevin De Bruyne. So that is where the problem starts to appear.
For example, yeah, I think also like defenders have more to do. When you're marking both Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva, you are in trouble, because
you're in trouble, man.
Both sides, the right and the left, are always aware of what's coming, and they get confused. They get sucked in, and they start making mistakes. But when it's just De Bruyne as the number 10, it can work. Like if you look at Man United, they make that number 10 position work, but then you have to play to their strengths. You have to play in a way which Pep doesn't play. He plays possession based. He plays through the midfield. He likes to attack. He has his false fullbacks coming into the midfield, wingers going out wide. He plays that, and he has his own distinct style. And I feel like that distinct style works best in a 4-3-3. Anyways, man, let's talk about some of the other pressing issues. Man United 0, Man City 0, and then West Brom 1. Man City 1, West Brom 1. What went wrong? What went wrong?
I really don't know. We kind of dominated the whole game, right? I mean, the possession, in terms of passing and everything. Everything's there. It's the same old fucking bullshit, man. It's the same old fucking bullshit week in, week out.
Can I interrupt for 1 second?
Yeah, sure.
It's the same with Chelsea. The only thing is Chelsea is not as accomplished as Man City. But I see the patterns and the style of play. Possession. No end product. And it's like when we score one goal, it's like, oh man, we had to like have 75% possession, 12 shots on goal, and finally one goes in. And when the opposition scores, you're like, man, they didn't have to do anything to score. Do you get that feeling?
There's actually one thing Frank Lampard is not getting right. I mean, his tactic is going wrong, and that would be Timo Werner to play in the wing.
Yes.
Timo Werner is a striker. You got to play him as a striker.
Yeah, man. Imagine him instead of Gabi. He'd be great instead of Gabriel Jesus. I feel like he would score a lot of goals for City. But we're not playing him up front. And I'm so frustrated, man. So frustrated because we're wasting him away. It's not entirely down to Lamps, because Werner himself got a lot of chances and missed. But when a striker is down, you don't shoehorn him into the wing. Play him in his position and let him regain his confidence.
I strongly believe that you're gonna, as a manager, you will have to give certain space and liberty to your players. I mean, you just cannot. There are times you just cannot, do experiments with their positions or their strengths. Yeah. It's just not wise. It's just not the right thing to do. So I really don't know what's up with Frank Lampard. I mean, I don't see any necessity for Frank Lampard to play Timo Werner as a winger. I mean, you could play him as a striker, right? You have Hakim Ziyech in your team, so you could just play him as a winger.
Yeah, he also has other options. He can play, even if he can change the formation. Like, for example, if he can play Timo Werner up front and then Kai Havertz is a number 10, and then build a team around them. Have one winger and one industrious midfielder. He can do a lot of things, but he doesn't. But
Chelsea's got plenty of talents, man. I mean, Kai Havertz and Hakim Ziyech and
so does City, man. Like, honestly, we are lucky because we don't lack resources. because of our owners, and they call us the
Yeah,
oil
we are
clubs.
we are pretty well backed by our management. So
Yeah,
that's a
yeah,
good
exactly.
That's a blessing though.
They call us the oil clubs, but the only reason they call us oil clubs, like particularly Arsenal fans, they're jealous because they wish they had owners like ours. It's as
Yo,
simple as that.
yo,
It's just that
we
simple.
we are talking about quality football. Why the fuck are you talking about Arsenal? I just don't
It's
get
just a
that.
London rivalry. I need to get that out just to
We're
make it
talking
clear
about quality football.
we're not in a
Let's
relegation
not
battle. Just to make
let's not talk about Arsenal.
yeah,
They're
but
like dusted, man.
getting on to Frank, man, I think Kai Havertz has a lot to answer for. He hasn't been performing, and I understand he's a child. He is like he's the same. He's 20. He's a kid, and I can't criticize him too much. I've already criticized him a lot. I think he's also not being helped by Lamps. He's not being played in that number 10 position. Like in a 4-2-3-1, he plays that Bruno Fernandes position, and he's good at that. He scores goals. He arrives late in the box. But also as fans, we have to realize he's a young kid, so he's going to have this, especially when being played out of position. He's going to have moments where he's not comfortable and he basically disappears from the match, and that's what's happening to him right now. And I'm very upset. I'm very upset because I realize that Chelsea are this season, like last season, once again getting stuck for that third or fourth place battle, not the first two. That top two again. It seems to me like Spurs and Liverpool. What do you think? Do you think Man City are in that? In which bracket is Man City in this season?
Like there has been a fuss lately about the title race is open, and all the clubs have their opportunity to grab the title. I think that's bullshit, man. It's between Klopp and Jose Mourinho, man. It's
Yeah.
between Klopp and Jose Mourinho. You can see by the body language of Pep Guardiola, he's not into that. He is not into Premier League. He is going for Champions League again, group
So
stage winners again. He's getting an easy draw. Things are not working out for Pep Guardiola, man. Trust me, I'm telling you. It would have worked out. Trust me, it would have worked out if they got a strong contender for the round of 16. Trust me, man. It's not helping Pep Guardiola in any fucking way. Trust me,
So
man.
you're saying Pep Guardiola is not concentrating on the Premier League because he got an easy draw on the UCL.
Yep, that could be one reason. That could be
You
one
really
reason.
think
Why
so?
not?
Come on,
Yep.
it's Pep Guardiola. He's one of the world's best managers. I wish I had someone like Pep Guardiola. Like he is still, he is one of the world's best. He is up there with Klopp and Mourinho and whoever else, Conte, Ancelotti, all the best. He's up there with all of them. And
With all due respect, I have my respect for Pep Guardiola and his achievements. All right, I haven't seen much of him, but I have my respect for him. All right, he's there. Surely he's there. But you got the resources, bro. You got the resources. You have everything that you are well backed by your management. You gotta perform, man. You gotta deliver for the club. You will have to deliver for the club.
what about the players, man? Shouldn't the players take some responsibility?
They should. I mean, they definitely should. So, I would like to address few players. I'm sick and tired of watching these players making mistakes over and over and over again. I'm fucking sick and tired of these players. I'd like to name them. First would be Rodrigo. Seriously, man, I'm done with this idiot. I'm done with this idiot. You need to get rid of this guy. I mean, bench him, play Fernandinho. We still have Fernandinho. He's fit. He's fit to play. I know he's old, but he's fit to play. Try to get him into the team. He is a responsible man. He has got the experiences. He's played on bigger platforms. He has faced difficult situations. Play him. This is a desperate situation. This is the time where we will have to capitalize on our fucking advantage. Liverpool is not as strong as it used to be.
Yeah,
Liverpool is not as strong as it used to be
because of injuries.
because of the fucking injuries, man. It was coming.
Yeah.
You can't just play the same team over and over again, not rotating your squad. It was coming. We all knew the fact that there will be some injury issues in Liverpool. That is when you strike. And I'm sorry, neither of the team has succeeded. Neither of the team.
Do you think? So do you think it's the managers or the players that, like you said, we're not striking? Who is missing the ruthless mentality in Man City? Let's start with Man City. Where's the ruthless mentality gone? Like Pep Guardiola usually in league titles, from what I've seen, is one of the most ruthless managers. And he goes, 100 points, 95 points, 97
Yeah,
points,
he's gone
no
for it.
room for error. Everybody concentrate, press as a team. Something is missing. Something is missing. Is it just as simple as David Silva isn't there, therefore the entire team cannot create more chances? Or is there more to that?
Well, I believe that yes, David Silva's absence is strongly felt in the team, but I still believe we have the depth. We
Yeah.
have the depth to cover the areas where where we are lacking, or we have been playing not playing up to the mark. We have the resources. All right. So I still believe that the players are there. It's just the chemistry. It's not clicking for some reason. It's just not clicking. Either you change the formation, go back to 4-3-3. All right. Give Riyad Mahrez more time to play. All right. I think a porjunto, I think Riyad Mahrez has been fantastic. I mean, he's the main guy of the club. He's the main guy of the team. So I was really disappointed. I was really shocked to know that Pep Guardiola was not starting Riyad Mahrez. I was really shocked. There was no like, you don't have to do that. You just go with your best team. Doesn't really matter if it's a small team or a big team. It does not really matter. Just go with your strength.
So one thing about Pep's selection that I found confusing, and I'm no one to question Pep's selection, but I generally based on his history, I found this confusing because he does like younger players. How is Phil Foden not getting in the team? Like he is so good.
He is, but then again, like you got players like Bernardo Silva, proven players, right? Bernardo Silva,
I,
and
I I totally accept that, but I feel like Phil Foden is a scorer and he
I
gets
still
goals.
I still believe that you need to let এখন actually Phil Foden কে না খেলায়ও পারতে পারে. What I'm saying is like try to get the basics done. Try to get the goals and everything. Phil Foden কে পরে you can add to the team and do some experiments. Not now. It's risky. এখন আমি যেটা feel করি.
You think so? Because the
You have
reason I say that is because they're not creating enough or scoring enough, and Phil Foden does both. He is not a natural creator like Silva, but he does get assists and he does score goals. Let's not forget he gets in the box. He does like to make those runs. From a Chelsea perspective, the ruthless part, both. I don't excuse the players. The players are missing ruthless mentality. They are not. A lot of these players have not been in title challenges, especially the younger ones. Tammy Abraham, Reece James, Mason Mount, Kai, even Christian. Even though Christian is doing his best, all these young players have not. Billy Gilmore. They have not been in a title race before. Don't know what it's like. They've qualified for fourth, and that's been basically that their ceiling, fourth place. And now you're having to switch up the mentality, and I think they're failing because there are games like yesterday, 75% possession, 1-0 up, comfortable. Defend the corner kick. Defend the corner kick. Defend the counterattack. Be resolute. Be compact when you're 1-0 up away from home. That's not bad. Don't concede stupid goals like we did.
we have considered some super goals too, man.
Absolutely. Like stupid goals, man. Stupid goals. Like second goal was unacceptable. First goal is an individual quality, and the referee makes a mistake. It's just a goal kick. He doesn't spot the goal kick, gives it as a corner kick. You know what? That is an individual piece of magic I can live with because that was a beautiful shot. The second goal is unacceptable, man. You don't get caught in the counterattack in the 93rd or 94th minute.
Fourth minute.
And I could see it coming. I can see it coming because we were so desperate to get the goal. We were so desperate because nothing else was working. The creativity was not coming off. The play in midfield was being sussed out by Wolves, and Wolves are good at that. So we got desperate. We pushed everyone forward. We were like, set play, one last chance, let's go for it. And in doing that, we basically gave Wolves the game. Wolves didn't do enough to win. We made them win. Same with Everton. We gave them a game that we completely controlled. And that is, to me, the most... That shows immaturity from the players. And I have to get to Lamps. Lamps is not doing enough, man. Super Frank is not so super right now because he's making mistakes. Because, like, in terms of substitutions, when you're 1-1 against Wolves And let's say sometimes managers will make unpopular decisions. I've seen Mourinho do that. He accepts that, listen, today we've gone away from Wolves and we get a point. Let's bring in another CDM. Let's shore it up. Let's send the message to the players that we are here to protect the lead. No. When the players are going forward, Lampard isn't instructing them. One of you stay back. One of you stay in position. He's like, okay, let them go. And he's like sort of letting it go and hoping that the players deal with it. No, you have to be proactive as a manager. You have to be involved in the game. And so from both perspectives, the manager and the coach, there's severe immaturity. And if this immaturity continues, we know that the manager will pay the price for it. So I don't think Chelsea are in the title race. Like I said, I wanted to be. I wanted them to be. I thought that they could get there, but it seems as if they're not. But I still expect that they can bridge that gap. There's a lot of time left still, and we have enough good players. So Lampard has to really, really get it together now, and so does the team. Both of them together have to work on this. And my suggestion would be play Kai Havertz in his preferred position. Let's get him and Timo Werner. Let's play them in their preferred position. If they don't get you the results, then okay, you go back to what you want to do. Let's get back to Man City. What do you think Pep should do to improve results now?
Go back to the basics. I mean, play the usual squad. Start with space, starting from reconstructing the whole formation. Go back to 4-3-3, and you got to make some changes. I mean, there's no point in playing Nathan Ake right now. I mean, I think Jonathan Stones looks to be in good touch, and Ruben Dias is doing actually pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with this guy. I mean, I'm not saying like he's already there, but he is playing with some sense of responsibilities, and you need that. You would expect that from a defender to be there to control the defense and to act more responsible. And I see all these attributes in Ruben Dias. All right, so I don't have much complain against Ruben Dias. আরেকটা জিনিস হচ্ছে Laporte is injury prone. All right, he's injury prone. So Jonathan Stones is a good backup now that I think about it, and I don't have much problem with Joao Cancelo or Benjamin Mendy. I'm pretty okay with them too. But main problem to হচ্ছে Kyle fucking Walker.
Oh, right back. This guy was like Pep's go-to man. He was his soldier, and he still is probably.
You just cannot afford to have a fucking useless soldier in your fucking army. That is suicidal. That is fucking suicidal. You just cannot afford to have a fucking useless soldier who's gonna cost up the whole thing. You just can't do that. You just cannot do that.
Has he been playing badly recently?
Yeah. Yes, most definitely. If I have to judge his defensive instincts, if I have to judge his defensive play, definitely he's one of the worst in the Premier League.
He was always good going forward. Is he still? Is he?
Yeah, he is. He's got good power shots.
Yeah,
and he's got good pace.
A lot of pace.
Lot of pace. And I'll say he's a decent player, but you're a defender. At the end of the day, you got to defend your shit, man. At the end of the day, you got to defend your shit.
He can defend, and that's a problem with Kyle because he has not been. He's always been a great engine, and he's got great legs, but he's not the sharpest in terms of tackling and everything.
You gotta use your brain to defend, right?
What would you do? Would you play Cancelo in the right position?
I think I would have gone with Joao Cancelo over there and Benjamin Mendy on the other side.
Where's Zinchenko? By the way, Angelino is absolutely bossing it in Bundesliga, man. They're top of the league. They're playing some fantastic stuff. We saw what they did against Manchester United, and Angelino has turned into one of the world's best left backs. And he's still has he been sold?
No, he's gone out for a loan, I think.
Oh man, like
on loan.
Isn't that strange though? Angelino couldn't get into your team. Do you think that was a mistake by Pep?
I think Angelino played few games for Man City and he was pretty decent. I think he's got an assist too.
Yeah.
Few of the matches he played. But Pep Guardiola did not have enough trust on him. So he had Zinchenko, obviously. He has Zinchenko as a backup. So he thought it was okay to send him
Allow
off
him
on
to
a
leave.
loan, allow him
I
to
think that's
leave.
a mistake, personally. Honestly, I think Angelino, because he's not injury prone, more reliable than Mendy. He seems to be on an upward trajectory. I think injuries have kind of slowed Mendy down. I think you keep Angelino and you keep Zinchenko, or you keep Mendy and you keep Angelino. You let Zinchenko go. I think Cancelo, when he played
Or
for Juventus.
probably, I'm really sorry.
No, no,
I'll
go
have to
ahead. Go ahead.
interfere over here. So, or probably this is actually a good decision by Pep Guardiola. I mean, you don't get much play time when you have Benjamin Mendy or Zinchenko, right? So you don't have much play time. So, his thought process would be like, I'll send him on some other club. He will gain all the experiences and everything, and try to improve his abilities and everything, and he'll come back to the team, and probably he will contribute to the team. I think that's what Pep Guardiola was thinking.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, Pep Guardiola, it's not working out for Pep Guardiola. It's not working out.
Uh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Uh, moving on to the CDM position, like you said, 4-3-3. The
Yeah.
defenders. What about the
We
CDM?
gotta, we gotta, we gotta, we gotta let go of Rodrigo, man. We gotta let go of
Let
Rodrigo.
go of him or bench him. Sell him.
I don't know, man. It's just I don't see any room for improvement. I think this is the best he can be. I'm sorry, but I think this is the best he can be.
Right. And it's
I
not enough
really
for
don't
you.
think so. Yeah, it's not enough. It's definitely not enough. I mean, if it's not working out, I'll give this. This is my advice to Pep Guardiola. If it's not working out, if things are not working out with Rodrigo, just bench him, give him some time, and you gotta start with Fernandinho. He adds up that element. He adds up that leadership quality into the team. So we really need Fernandinho.
Who would your two midfielders be in front of the
Two
DM?
mid two midfielders would be definitely Kevin De Bruyne is there for sure. The man Kevin De Bruyne,
Yeah.
and I think I would go with Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo.
I think
Okay.
so. It's more like an experiment. Uh, I know Bernardo Silva's it's not his preferred position. He doesn't like to play in the midfield. It's more like a winger. He loves
Yeah.
cutting in and giving all the passes and everything. He's not a midfielder.
So
But basing on his experiences and on his attributes, I would take that challenge. I would take that gamble. I would take that gamble to play him in that position and try to, he adds up more experience into the team rather more than if I'm comparing him with Phil Foden, he's adding that
right.
experience.
So you're going for the midfield three that basically the Centurion and the 98.3. The base is
Yep.
similar.
Yep.
Fernandinho, Kevin De Bruyne floating, and either at the time it was either David or Bernardo. So one of those you're going with Bernardo. Front three, man. Let's get to the business end.
Okay, this might this might come to you as a shock, but I would love to bench Raheem Sterling.
Oh wow, he's been one of your top scorers. Rocket Raheem. Rocket Raheem goes straight to the bench. Why? What
I
would you
don't know,
do?
man. I
How would you,
really
who would you play instead of him?
Ferran Torres. I would love to have him in the team, gain some experience, try to use his talent, and you know, Ferran
So,
Torres is
so you're
there,
saying
Riyad
Ferran
Mahrez is
Torres on
there.
the left?
Yep, Ferran Torres and Riyad Mahrez on the right, and Sergio Aguero can start if he's fit.
Oh, big call. So in your team there would be no Raheem Sterling, but
There
Riyad
is no,
Mahrez
there
would
is no.
make it. Aguero does,
Yep.
and Ferran Torres does.
Yep.
Interesting. That's very interesting because Raheem Sterling has kind of been, along with KDB, your MVP, like the 1-2 act. The
Yep.
the you know the main guys for in terms of getting goals. And I know he misses chances, but he also gets them.
He does. But then again, I'm not a big fan of Raheem Sterling. If you're asking me, I'm not a big fan of Raheem Sterling.
What,
I don't like
what don't
his.
you like about him?
I don't like the way he plays. I know I'll be getting a lot of constructive criticism for making this statement. For making this statement, I'll be getting a lot of constructive criticism from the fans around. But I really don't like this guy. I really don't like this guy.
His style of play.
His style of playing.
What bothers you most about him? His missing of the chances, style of play. Which one is it?
He's very good with dribbling.
Yeah.
I'll definitely I will have to say I'll have to say that he's very good with dribbling, but খেলা দেখে বোঝা যায়, it's I don't know, man, it's just
Not
it's
convinced.
I'm not convinced. Yeah, I'm not convinced.
Why not? Yeah, you're saying Ferran Torres. I would have loved to see Phil Foden there personally, as a neutral. Yeah, but with regards to Chelsea, man, well, you know what I would do? The changes I would make. I would go to actually I would go to this formation City are playing now. I would play a 4-2-3-1. I would play with, obviously the back line would be the same. Mendy at the back, Reece James and Chilwell, two fullbacks, Zuma and Thiago. This is where I would make the change. I would play Kante as one of the two pivots, as one of the two DMs. The other one, I would bring Jorginho back. I would bring Jorginho back.
Yes. Where is he?
He's not been playing. He's not been playing. I would bring Jorginho back as the other pivot, as the other center mid, and then the front four would be Kai Havertz as the number 10, Timo Werner up front, Hakim Ziyech on the right, Christian Pulisic on the left. Now, if there are injuries, I would like to see
you wouldn't mind having two center defensive midfielder in your team, right?
I don't know, because the other thing I would do is, if Lamps thinks that's too defensive, I would play Mason Mount beside Kante, because he can do that. He's good enough. He has enough. He's a warrior. I can see that he has strong mentality.
I think it's a good option to start Angelo Conte and Jorginho together.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, that would be my first choice. That would be my first choice for now, because we're suffering in terms of creating chances, and Jorginho is a pure passer. He has that ability to break the lines. And the other, and that's what I would do. And let's say Ziyech or Pulisic is injured, I'd bring in Callum Hudson-Odoi as the backup winger, or young Tino Anjorin. That's what I would do. And I honestly think, like, we have three strikers, too many. Giroud, Abraham, and Warner. It's getting confusing. They all have their fair share of goals, but they can't play together, it seems. And to me, that's a problem. And that's something Frank has to work out. It was a good problem at first, but now it's looking like it's a bad problem. And it's frustrating, because you see teams like Southampton, teams like Aston Villa, teams like West Ham, with lesser talent, let's be honest, lesser talent. They're playing as a team. They're clicking as a team.
So I think we should have a round of applause for teams like Southampton and West Ham.
Yeah. Southampton, Aston Villa, Leicester City, take a bow. You guys have done so well. Wolverhampton as well. I really appreciate what they do.
Yeah, you guys have our respect. That's
absolutely.
You guys are playing you guys are playing like a unit. That's how football should be.
Yeah,
play like a
absolutely.
unit.
Playing to the strengths, playing as a team, playing to the manager's request or tactics. They're doing so much better than us. I personally think that we are not doing enough. What do you think? Is Man City doing enough right this season?
No, not at all. Not at all.
What position should? If you're being realistic, let's be completely realistic for a second. What position do you expect Man City? Position should Man City be in, or try to be in? Well, not try, but let's say, what position should they be in?
All right. So if I'm being realistic right now, so we are definitely not winning the league this season. Let's be very realistic. I'm being realistic. All right. So, but then again, I would definitely go for the second position. Definitely.
Okay. With Chelsea, I'm being realistic. The best I see is fourth. What I think Chelsea should try and do is actually be first this season. They should try to be first, because of the reason you said. It's because Liverpool have injuries. They have injuries.
This is definitely the right chance to capitalize on this advantage.
Exactly. This is that season
advantage,
which Mourinho is doing. He's capitalizing on Liverpool's position. Man United have 2 games in hand, so they can come into the conversation as well. We can't rule them out. So, but what I'm definitely saying is Chelsea should be targeting. And all these excuses I'm hearing, experience, they're not experienced. I understand. I completely understand. But that does not excuse the way we lost against Everton. No, I don't think it's a part of the process. Well, it is ultimately. But what I mean is we're giving into the motions. Oh, it's a part of the process, so we'll accept the defeat. No, do more. The team has to do more. The manager has to do more. So everyone together has to take a responsibility Otherwise, there will be changes, and that's the nature of the game. So let's talk about let's talk about something that you'll at least enjoy. Let's talk about let's talk
Let's-
about the UEFA Champions League. Manchester City. Who did they get? Is it Mönchengladbach?
Yep.
Are you happy?
Yeah. No, not really. Not really. Not really. Not really.
You think Gladbach's
Not
going to
really.
cause some issues?
No. আমি actually future prospective ব্যাপারে চিন্তা করতেছি like I would have enjoyed যদি একটা tough contender থাকতো. I would have really enjoyed it.
Then you would be enjoying getting knocked out, man.
It's okay. I would take that any day. Okay. So here is the thing. So Man City is not winning Champions League too. Man City is not winning Champions
On
League.
this season.
Let's be very realistic.
No, but let's also give them time. Let's be fair, because it's too early, and but by that I mean by March a lot of things can change. By late February a lot of things can change, and I yeah.
It's a good thing that Premier League is not one-sided this time around. It's a good thing that the title race is open. It is like you cannot just say Liverpool might be winning this season.
Yeah, there are other contenders.
I'm not so sure. There are other contenders too, but it's about time you will have to step up and you'll have to capitalize on Liverpool's weaknesses. You will have to work on it.
Just to your point, I don't think Man City and Chelsea mathematically are not out of it. They're not. Like we might think personally that they don't have a chance because from what we're seeing, and we might be justified. But ultimately, mathematically, they're not out of it. And if they can get some form together, some togetherness, some performances, then suddenly the narrative changes. And that's what they'll have to bank on. Work harder in the training ground, play harder.
They'll have to they'll just have to win like 2-3 matches in a row. They'll have to just go for a winning streak. And that is how they'll sort out, they will find their way. They'll find the way.
Yeah.
They'll definitely find the way.
So you think you think Man City will go through against Gladbach?
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty confident. Dude, They should. I know this is Champions League.
This is UCL, man.
It's very unpredictable. I am well aware of that.
Let's look at the German league table. So where is Mönchengladbach? Oh, they're 8. You're right, man. Man City should absolutely destroy Gladbach.
They should definitely annihilate the opponent for sure. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
I cannot be scared of this team. Come on, man. Let's show some balls.
Yeah.
Let's show some balls.
Let's take a stance. Yeah, you're right. They're 8, and Man City should be what they should be. The resources are so different.
Yeah, the resources are there. It should be a walk in the park, man. Come on, man. It should be a walk in the park.
But with Chelsea, man, it's not going to be a walk in the park because we're getting body first. Atletico de Madrid.
Atletico de Madrid.
I can't believe we finished top of the group, played all the good football to find Atletico Madrid. They're second now with 2 games in hand. If they win their 2 games in hand, they'll be 6 points clear. They'll be 6 points clear at the top of the table. We're going against essentially Spain's best team right now. Oh my God.
We're gonna have a.
Do I think Lampard has a tactical ounce to outdo Diego Simeone? Absolutely not.
No.
Even if I put my number 8 jersey on and I go back to 2008, I have to come out of that and realize that this man is now a manager. He's not the player. He's not the same. He was an elite, one of the world's best midfield players at his time. But he's not an elite manager. I just have to be completely frank, and I want him to be. And I don't see us beating a team that is so tactically savvy. We saw what they did with Liverpool. Let them have all the possession and then counterattack them in the right moments in the game. Liverpool had possession chances, missed them. And Athletic were patient. They took their moment. And I can see a repeat, but worse, because Liverpool were at least creating more chances. I don't even see us creating that many chances. I'm concerned, man. I'm
I
concerned.
guess I guess I guess Chelsea should like defend all the way and just wait for
Oh
the
man,
counter.
we can't. Chelsea
Dude,
don't
I
play
think
that.
that's gonna work. I think that's gonna work that way.
Chelsea cannot defend all the way. We don't have the team to defend all the way. We don't have the team to play counterattack like Man United does. They have that ability to just sit back,
Yeah, you know.
conserve pressure, and then
All they
counterattack
can
with
do is yeah,
explosive
they can
plays.
defend. They can
We've been
defend the
playing
whole match.
possession for two and a half years, man. It's like once you play a style of play, you can't just switch. Let's go and park the bus. It doesn't work like that. It's very difficult to. So I feel like we have to play our style of play, but we have to be better. We have to be better. But will we? Will we be? I highly doubt it, man. I highly doubt it.
I
Let's.
mean, what's the point of keeping possession throughout the match when you can't score when you can't score against West Brom? I mean, that is that
Same against
is
Wolves, man.
that is concerning, man.
We scored
That
one.
is concerning.
We missed like three or four. And what is the point? Honestly, I'm not seeing that possession is like the team that wins the most is Liverpool. They're a gegenpress team. They do keep possession, but that's not their main criteria. It's to press and win the ball back, and it's to play that heavy metal explosive football. And their style of play is working. You know, their heavy metal is beating the orchestra because that's what Man City and Chelsea try to play like an orchestra: pass, rhythm, slow build up through the midfield, one twos. It's I think in the Premier League it's more difficult to do that. It's easier to just go out wide, pump in crosses like the way Liverpool do, full tilt, explosive football.
You
That's
know,
the way.
the opponents have actually figured out how to defend against Pep Guardiola.
Yeah,
They,
they've
they,
figured out possession football
they
basically.
figured out position. Yeah, they did. I mean, it's completely okay if you want to play six at the back, five at the back. West Bromwich did the same thing the other night. They played six defenders. I mean, it was there was no space, right? There was
Yeah,
no space. I mean, they could not infiltrate. They could not penetrate through the
yeah,
defending system.
to the line.
It has worked. And I just got to know that Brom's
Sacked,
manager got
sacked.
sacked.
Village got sacked. So that draw was not enough to keep his job. That happened once before with Chelsea.
I think he did a fantastic job yesterday. He did a fantastic
Yeah,
job
I think, but to be
securing
fair
a
to
point.
West Brom, I think they're looking at the overall picture, not just one game. Where are they in the
Hmm.
table, West Brom? Let's have a look where they are.
I think they're not
I
in the
think they're probably
relegation
in the
zone.
bottom three. It has to be. Otherwise, they wouldn't.
Yeah,
They usually
they wouldn't have
start
started.
sacking managers. Yeah, they are in 19th. 13 games, one win, four draws, eight losses. Yeah. If they want to survive, they'll need a new manager and they'll need a
They'll need a
bounce
new
for sure.
manager. Yeah.
I'm looking up the table. It's Sheffield, West Brom, Fulham, Burnley, Brighton, Arsenal. 15th. Arsenal 15th. Well, at least Chelsea are fifth. We're bad, but we ain't that bad. But yeah, man, looking at the top of the table. Tottenham Hotspurs, 12 wins, 12 games, wins, four draws, one loss, 24 goals scored, impressive, 10 goals conceded, best defensive record in the league, phenomenal. What can you say about that, man? Jose is doing a job. So
Jose
let's move on
Jose's
to
the master,
the
man. The
match tonight,
master.
man. Liverpool
The
versus
master.
Tottenham. What's gonna happen?
Oh, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this game. I mean, who's not? Everyone's excited. Everyone's thrilled for this game. This is like, I wouldn't say this is like a deciding moment,
But
or
it's the main event.
but yeah, it's the main event. The intensity is there, the aggression is there, the winning mentality is
Yep.
there.
The ones that we don't have, our team doesn't have the
We don't
winning
have right now
mentality.
yet.
Hear
Mentality.
that, Frank? Hear that, Chelsea? We don't have a winning mentality. And you too, Papi G. I'm sorry to say
Yeah.
it. Your man saying
So
it.
it's okay, man. It's completely okay.
So what's your prediction? Yeah.
Let's talk about Liverpool. Let's talk a little about Liverpool.
Yeah,
I'm
they're the best
enjoying
team in
this
in
season.
the league. Why not? Yeah.
They are, but the injuries are they are very concerning right now for the team. They have been facing a lot of injury issues.
Yeah.
So that is a
I have a sneaky
big,
feeling it's Jose, man. Might be Jose's season. It's shaping up to
no,
be. It's like you get that feeling when Jose wins the league. You just get that hunch, and that's why I think today they get the draw. My prediction is the draw.
Jose Mourinho is focused. He is determined. He is determined. He is focused. That I have a point to prove. he got sacked a few years back from Manchester United.
Yeah,
He got back.
that's by
He
Chelsea.
got back to Premier League, and he is managing this team, which was unable to achieve
Yeah,
anything. So he has a point to prove now. I mean, he's
yeah.
there. He's the magician. He's the master.
Taking Spurs to the league would make him. He's already an all-time great, but I think
Yeah.
he would surpass Arsene Wenger in that second position in terms of the Premier League greats. He would go number 2 for me if he can make Spurs win the league. I think he's fully focused. Some of the statements he's saying is so funny. Did you see what he said? He named out the entire Liverpool team that's going to
Yeah,
play.
I saw that. I saw that. He was like he was not letting his guards down. All right, he was pointing out all the problems. Liverpool having excuses about their injury issues. It's like, no, man, we Liverpool is a stacked team. They have all their players. They're fit. We just cannot let our guards down. We can't do
Yeah,
that. We can't do that.
yeah. It's going to be an interesting battle between Klopp. It's a bit like heavy metal versus death metal because that's what Jose is like. Death metal, man. Death metal versus heavy metal tonight. So we'll see what happens. Jose versus Klopp. I'm very excited. Let's talk about Manchester United for a bit. I don't think they're out of the race. People are
They're not.
underestimating Ole. They got a very difficult UCL group. Yes, after the start they had in the group, they should have qualified, but they didn't. That's done. They're in the Europa League. But in the league, they're 2 games away from being, I think, something like 25 points, and they're in the race, or 23 points or something like that. Very close to Spurs and Liverpool.
They they should be solely concentrating on the Premier League. They should be
Yeah,
solely concentrating on Premier League. I mean, they're in the Europa League, right?
they're in the Europa League. They finished third, so they got shafted to the Europa League, but they can play the reserves there,
All right.
especially the first few
I think
knockout rounds.
I think it's okay to, you know, let go of Europa League and concentrate more on Premier League. I mean,
Yeah,
since
yeah,
it's an opportunity for everyone though. I mean, it's an
yeah.
opportunity for Pep Guardiola. It's an opportunity for Ole Gunnar. It's an opportunity for definitely for Jose.
Let me
And
ask you, man. Let me ask
you
you,
should, yeah.
Bruno or KDB?
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
No,
Fuck,
try to be as unbiased as you can.
you know the answer, man. You know the answer. And I'm not been biased. Trust me, I'm not been biased. You know the
What are
answer.
your reasons? Why do you think so? Why KDB?
Why KDB? KDB is the best. He's the best in the world. I mean, he's the best midfielder in the world.
Bruno
In
Fernandez fans,
the
this is your chance to respond to Intern. This man, Kung Fu Kenny, is telling everyone that KDB is
it's
clearly better than
the
Bruno Fernandez. What do you guys have to say? Let me know. Let Intern know. KDB the
definitely
man.
let us know. Let us know in the comment section about what you feel about KDB and the Bruno debate. I strongly believe KDB is the best.
So you're going for KDB. I'm going
Yeah,
to
I'm
be
definitely
neutral.
going for
I'm going to
KDB.
say, I'm actually going to go for KDB. Just because he's. No, honestly, because I just think KDB has a better passing range. That's it.
Yeah.
He has the ability to score goals, not as much as Bruno. Bruno does get a lot of penalties. I don't think he's in the same. He's not like the Lampard, Gerrard. You've not seen them, but he's not that type. I mean, he's of a similar type, but he gets a lot of penalties as well. Like they scored a lot more from outside the box. I like Bruno, but I think Bruno is definitely. He's like, if KDB's here, Bruno's right here. It's
Yep.
like that, and he's closing in. He's closing in, and he's
It's closing in.
doing
It's
his
closing
best.
in.
And Manchester United's chances depend on him.
A lot.
Basically, yeah. Whatever they do in the league is because of him and Manchester United. Rather,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's address the fact that Bruno Fernandes is definitely the best player of Manchester United.
100%. I don't think any Man United fans
100%.
would deny that. If anyone says Martial, I'm walking out, man. I'm leaving.
Yeah,
I'm leaving. If anyone says Martial, no way.
you'll have to end the video right now. You'll have to you can possibly delete your channel too if anyone's coming to the comment section and writing
Martial.
Martial is the best player.
If you're a Martial fan and a
is
Man
it, bro.
United fan, let me know why you think Martial is your. If you think Martial is the best player in Manchester United, even I don't think even in the diehard Martial fans believe that. And he seems to have a big fan base on Twitter. Very strange. Anyways, man, it was great talking to you, man. So let's end the video. Let's leave a prediction from now until the end of the season. Where does Man City finish? We did this once before. Let's do it again. Man City, where is Man City finishing this season, and what are they going to do in the Champions League?
All right. So I think third. That's what I think. Yep. And UCL max quarterfinals. Max.
Okay. So and maybe
and maybe FA Cup.
FA Cup. Yeah.
FA Cup or Carabao. Yeah, I think so.
Or with Chelsea, I'm gonna go for 4th place, and we're getting knocked out by Atletico Madrid, and maybe an FA Cup final. All right, man. It was really good talking to you. I'm more negative tuned because our teams are doing like crap right now. So I'm sorry to the.
I guess we'll be having more. I guess we'll be having more sessions like this because
for sure, man, for sure. I want to do a Man United fan next. I want to see where they are. So I have
the Man United fans are very hyped up. I mean, they would love to have a conversation. They would love. I
know, but they should be. Their hype should be all focused directly to the Europa League, because that's where they are. That's where they're a Europa League team. It's a fact. It's a fact. They're in the same league as Arsenal. All right, man.
That's true, man.
Great talking to you, man. I'll definitely I'll catch up with you.
Same here, man.